A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The Dungeon Labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
Welcome, one and all. The doors are open to the last great Coliseum. It's round 7 of Season 10 of the Venom Truck Series here tonight from Bristol Motor Speedway, one of the crown jewels of the VTS. It is the None of Your Beeswax 220 grueling laps around Bristol here this evening. These drivers are certainly in for it. Welcome, one and all. It's Tommy Cook. It's Matt Williamson. And as tradition dictates here on Turn 200, Kyle Zittel joins us for the start of tonight's program. We'll welcome Matt in here in a second, but hello to Kyle, Mr. KZ53, the decent one. How are we?
Doing all right, boys. How are we?
We are nervously excited for one of the crown jewels of the Venom Truck Series, as always. And, of course, we want to thank Steve Roman, always putting up a big prize with a jar of honey on the line after 220 laps here this evening. You've won that jar of honey before, so you know all about it. But you also know about the pomp and circumstance of this event and also what it means to the Venom Truck Series drivers at large.
Absolutely. So since Season 6, we have done a music video to walk out to, like the NASCAR Cup Series drivers do at Bristol, that we enjoyed, and hopefully we'll be able to actually hear, other than us yelling, booing, and cheering people instead of listening to their music.
Well, definitely. Feel free to boo and cheer to your favorite drivers at home, as we get to showcase Kyle Zittel's hard work and some questionable choice in music. This is the Season 10 None of Your Beeswax 220 walkout video from Bristol Motor Speedway.
Didn't mean to really turn around, meant to rally his gauge
May not be music to your
cost too. Llewellyn and Blair paid their dues. Legends of the hills, fathers of stock car. Never dream racing would come this. Oh, yeah, somebody help me out. Drowning. I can't tread much longer out.
To the limit, and everybody's feeling the sound of the night. I don't wanna stop. We pushing to the limit.
I pull up trailer park, camping with a double wide dime. 'Cause I'm a son of the dirty South. Got the tripping mama washing down my dirty mouth. Whoa, sign, sign, everywhere a sign. Blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that, can't you read? I ain't nothing but a simple man. They call me a redneck, a reckon that I am, but this thing's going on, make me mad down to the core.
From the sun, got a 502 and a North Seville. He's letting them ponies run now.
Yeah, drinking dope, turn me to a superhero. Yeah, hit that pill, turn me to a. For a prayer, sending hopes to the sky, while that August 69 shine dictate burning bright. Dildos for free.com, sleek as it can be. This time I'm taking what's mine. Like a long-lost out-west outlaw out of his mind. The light in the window is a crack in the sky. I put a spell on you because you're mine.
Say, baby, he got another one that just say, hey. Whatever Sunday afternoon, he is a dirt track demon in a 57 Chevrolet.
Wins in my career.
Why is that?
It's Bristol, baby.
So those are the songs. Sounds like we've got a ranking coming in from Bailey Murray Modachek here in a minute. It's good to have Mr. Matt Williamson back up in the booth here this evening, partner. And welcome back to the great state of Tennessee. You got your hands on this truck last week. Did it feel anything like it feels tonight?
Let me just say this. I wanted to do one of the Tennessee races because, of course, I lived in Tennessee for 10 years. I sure as hell am glad I did not pick this one. I'll just put it that way. This truck is a handful here tonight. You and I both put a few practice laps in, and it will be interesting to say the least. So the drivers certainly have their work cut out for them here tonight.
Now let's take a look quickly. We got a couple minutes here at the point standings coming into tonight. John Kay has resumed the points lead entering this evening. The top four widened the gap to the cut line, and everybody else pretty dramatically tightened up. Things could not be much closer.
Yeah, big one for John K there. I know that he complained about the truck all night, but, I mean, he's atop the point, so he doesn't have much to complain about. Andy Poliski still continuing another good season here. His beginning to season 10 has been pretty good. I mean, he's kind of back on track for what he's looking for, so excited to see what Andy's got for us here tonight. Matt Schlosser, always a contender there in third. I mean, if you go down the list, look at the cutoff line right now. I mean, you have 7, 8, 9, and 10, less than 10 points to the good on the cut line. Jordan Jorno, Chad Stearns, Paul Ellison, Jack Watson, Kyle Zittel, they're all within 17 points. I know the folks behind them aren't that far behind either, outside the top 15. So, I mean, when we still have plenty of rounds to go before we get to that cutoff race, but I mean, if we continue on this trajectory, it is going to be an absolute dogfight to get into the playoffs.
Certainly. Big jump for Brody Gunter. He moved himself up from 14th to 7th in the standings. Jordan Jorno with the biggest fall from 5th to 11th. So tough week for Jordan. He's looking to rebound here this evening. Alston Holyfield having a great season, only 3 above, and his ultra consistency. That just shows you how tight things are out there on the track here this evening. And to follow up on Andy Poliski, certainly having himself a great start to the season. Last week was, I think, his worst finish of the season thus far, and it really was not that disastrously bad, but he's already made up for that with a pole position here tonight. It'll be his first of the season. But to point out as well, we've had 6 races here in the past at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Venom Truck Series. Andy Poliski, the only repeat winner here at Bristol. Everybody else has only won once, if they've won here at all, and that is a tough feat to do here in the last great Coliseum. The jar of honey is on the line, and the music has subsided. It is time to go racing here this evening for round number 7 of the season. It's the None of Your Beeswax 220 from Bristol Motor Speedway. And it is career pole position number 9. The Tech Tape Pole Award for the first time this season goes to the Season 5 champion, Andy Poliski. Lucas Carver really needs to get back on track here this evening, and he can do it. He won here last season and took home that jar of honey. He'll start on the outside pole. John Kay, in search of the first career jar of honey, starts in third. Jan Van Leer is a short track ace. He will start on the outside of row number 2. Sam Baumgarten rounds out your top 5 starters. He has run so well this season and has not got the results to go with it. Eric Breeding, how about a P6 for Deputy Sheriff Breeding here on the outside of row 3? Greg Elliott is back in the lineup for the first time since Daytona. He'll line up in 7th to the inside of Paul Ellison. Matt Schlosser and Brody Gunter, 2 short track favorites as well on row number 5. Hayden Palumbo and Garrett Rainey on row 6. It's Frank Sirachi, good morning, from P13. Andy Ducato, his teammate, lines up to his outside. It's Chad Stearns and Brantley Gainey on row number 8, Steve Roman and Kyle Zittel on row 9, and Rob Williams and RJ Starcevic, Team 200 drivers, on row number 10. 35 drivers are getting ready to roll off of the starting grid, and as they do, they'll be coaxed onto the track by the dulcet tones of Mr. Matt Williamson with the track conditions and I guess the strategy, but we all know how the strategy is going to play out here this evening.
Yeah, I think we do know what the strategy is going to be. Track temperature, obviously, we're looking at a night race here. Track temperature is low, 72 degrees right now. 71 degrees is the ambient temperature. Cold tires going to be a big issue for the drivers here tonight. 220 laps around Bristol Motor Speedway here tonight. 3 extra sets of tires. No fast repairs. That is a big one here tonight. You can't. I don't know. You just can't say enough about trying to be patient, trying not to get in a wreck here. We have 36 trucks, I think, starting at Bristol, and it's a truck that is extremely loose on entry, also extremely loose on exit. There's just really nowhere to hide here around Bristol Motor Speedway in the truck here tonight. I don't know what has happened to the iRacing setup, but it is not very friendly. So drivers are going to have to show a lot of patience. I think slow and steady might just win the race here at Bristol tonight.
The stock setup was never particularly good to begin with, and it's gotten worse. We'll see how the drivers of the Venom Truck Series handle it. None of Your Beeswax 220 at Bristol is underway. Poliski and Carver side by side. Who will take the advantage here on the opening circuit? Everybody getting loose, washing around the track. Poliski off the apron a little bit, but he will lead the opening circuit. Jack Watts in the pits. As around the top side now, Carver looking to take the lead, and he will. Oh, Poliski then up the track, right rear into John Kay, and Kay's around!
There he goes!
Kay into the inside wall with the right side tires. We'll see what role the contact plays in this. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, and the drivers were told this in the drivers' meeting as well. Everybody that spent more than a few laps out on track knows the top side of this track kind of sucks. And being on cold tires also kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the contact's going to play a whole lot here. I think that's just John trying to get the power down on the outside, and really easy to get really loose. Let's take a look at it. Heading down to turn 1. This is where the contact is going to come into play. That was pretty quick. Let's back it up for a second. See if we can get a little better angle here. Honestly, netcode contact, if it was contact, it also could have just been John walking it up the track a bit to try and stay out of Andy. It's really, really hard to tell there if there was netcode contact or not. But then you got John just going down the hill, trying to put the power down to stay to Andy's outside, and the rear of that truck just gets really loose. That's just what happens on the top here. I mean, all throughout practice, that is what was happening continuously. I think that's just John trying to stay to Andy's outside and just getting loose. I'm going to go to the cockpit view here. We'll back it up. Let's look at John's entry into turn 1 and then his exit out of turn 2. Yeah, I mean, he just starts sliding as he's turning down the hill, and he's trying to keep the speed up while still trying to catch the truck. You can kind of hear him feathering the throttle a little bit. But, I mean, pretty much once you lose it here, there's not much you can really do.
So there's a few things that we should point out here. Tonight is a semifinal for the Car Inside In-Season Tournament. Kyle Zittel versus Garrett Rainey. Oh, no, that's not correct, actually. They are both involved. I think it's Kyle Zittel versus Jordan Journeau, and it's Garrett Rainey versus Paul Ellison. So Rainey versus Ellison, Zittel versus Journeau. The winners of those two matchups square off next week at Auto Club for the 150th Venom Truck Series race. Excited for that one. The other thing to point out, we'll see if the drivers can pull off a better number than this, but we average 14 cautions here at Bristol in our previous 6 races. First restart of the night, it goes to Carver on the inside. Poliski in line in second, then it is Baumgarten and Van Leer side by side here for third. Greg Elliott rounding out the top 5 at the moment, as Carver's got some distance now between he and Poliski, a couple of car lengths. Jan trying to fight here in the middle. As Baumgarten is holding it down low. Poliski trying to work the low middle there. About a half a lane off the bottom.
And Baumgarten able to clear there.
Nicely done. I mean, Baumgartner was on for at least a top 10 last week. As
that was Breeding and Gunter that made contact. I think Breeding was trying to clear and get out in front of Gunter, and Gunter had a head of steam on the outside, and they came together.
And yellow flag is out. Garrett Clark is around. Others look to be involved down the front stretch, or rather down the back stretch. Clark will now fall a lap down. I'm not sure what happened to Jack Watts. He's now getting ready to re-enter the track, but he was sitting on pit road with a black flag for many laps.
Figure out what happens to Gary here in the 8. Gary washes up the racetrack a little bit. Here, see Maxwell look underneath. Doesn't appear to be any contact there. Again, very hard to tell here at Bristol where there's netcode and when there's not. Oh. Well, that was no good. Was that John Kay that got... Yeah, that was. John Kay got collected right down into the inside wall. Things have gone from bad to worse here for the two. Let's see if we can look at a little bit of a different angle here. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to tell because if you put the power down, you get loose off the exit of the corner, but that very easily could have been netcode contact from Maxwell as well. That's one of those you just can't really tell from our point of view. Unless you're sitting in the cockpit and you can see the 0X's up on the screen, kind of hard to say one way or another there.
Well, he would have definitely had a 4X, but did the 4X start it? I'm not sure. I just think the top side of this track is now 2 for 2 on being the death zone.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And even RJ Starcevic in the chat mentioned it earlier. He was like, last time I drove here, it's been a couple of years, but, you know, you didn't leave the top. Certainly when Kyle Zittel won here a couple of seasons ago, the top side was the way to go, and you had to drop down to the middle to make passes. Now it's flipped completely the opposite direction. Maybe we'll see if this track takes on some rubber down low, if we start to move up towards the middle a little bit, but I doubt it. We'll just see how this track evolves as the night goes along, however. Pace truck pulls off. Lucas Carver's led all but one lap thus far from the outside pole. He starts on the inside. We're back underway here on lap 17. Long way to go. Baumgarten trying to get hooked up again underneath of Poliski as he gets shoulder to shoulder there with JVL. Clear for third. Greg Elliott under fire. Here's Palumbo trying to make moves on the middle of the track. And he does. Palumbo to fifth. Now will swoop underneath of Jan here for P4.
Man, I tell you what, that's scary when you come down off the top of the corner carrying a lot of speed into the bottom. It is really easy to carry too much speed and get super loose there. Look at that. Palumbo has cleared Jan already. Palumbo's on the move.
Another driver on the move is RJ Starcevic. He's slicing and dicing a little bit further back in this pack. Frank Sirachi's into the top 10 here as well. Brantley Gainey, coming off his first top 10 of the season, has moved back into the top 10. Some movers here early in this one. Baumgarten all over Poliski here for second. But how can you get him rooted up off the bottom?
Gunter is going to try and start moving here as well after the contact with Breeding before the last caution came out.
And Poliski, as we've got a caution now issue in turn number 4, and it looks to be, don't tell me, it's Tyler Berger and Joshua Rutherford. And Rutherford is parked in the middle of the track.
Yeah, they come up quick on you here, and easy to go a lap down.
Yes.
And that will be happening to Rutherford here. I mean, unless you can get it flipped and turned around really quickly, you're almost guaranteed to go a lap down.
This is why we have the clear radio rule in Truck 200, if you were curious. People talking while everybody's trying to point out that there's a truck stopped in the middle of the track, people making contact, trying to squeeze by, because nobody knew that there was a truck stop there. Let's see how this one kicks off.
Rutherford appears to be all by himself here at this point. This might be getting loose into turn number 1 here. And yep, there it is. We're going to see this all night as well. Rutherford just carries a lot of speed into the corner. Rear end kicks around. Holyfield, not a lot of contact, but I mean, fairly significant. Although here at Bristol, probably not going to matter all that much. I feel like he tries to get going again and gets hit by somebody here because he went spinning really late, and I think it is right there with Rob Williams. So, let's go back and in the view of Mr. Rutherford. I mean, that's how quickly it happens.
Pretty quick.
Very, very quickly.
Well, we got a backlog of chatters here.
Yeah,
to
I was just going to say that.
Hello to all the Modachecks, including Data Check. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully Bailey will be feeling better. We'll hopefully get some time to dive into the rankings here before too much longer. Hello to Joshua Rutherford. Hello to Tyler Berger, RJ Starcevic. And hello and congratulations again to Greg Mullen, his first win of the season last Thursday night. Back it away. John Kay got the lucky dog. He's still one lap down as Baumgarten into the wall.
Oh,
and
boy.
that is going to be an absolute parking lot. It looks like potentially some contact from Poliski up to Baumgarten, and of course, as he's unloading out of the turn, there is nothing to keep that 6 truck down on the track. That was a mess.
Yes, it was.
Still is a mess.
And you were talking about the chat earlier. To answer Tyler Berger's question, 26-ish elapse is what it's going to take. That was a big one.
Lot to sort out here.
Yeah. Gonna be some trucks trying to fix some damage after that one.
It's going to start with Poliski and Baumgarten, but is Baumgarten loose, or does he get loosened up?
Let's take a look. This is the restart here. Baumgarten around the outside. Oh, it looks to me that he's... I don't know. Dude, it's so hard to tell. It looked to me that Baumgarten was a little bit loose coming off the corner. But, of course, there obviously is the contact with Poliski as well. But go full speed, see if we can get a better idea, maybe? I don't know. All I know is the 6 is absolutely killed.
Well, Baumgarten's claimed it over the radio.
We're gonna go inside the truck with him here in a second. See what we can see as far as wheel and throttle inputs, maybe. Might be able to tell a little bit of the story. I don't know. I mean, he couldn't hear the tires coming out from under him. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Baumgarten just thought that he was going to be clear. Yeah, I don't think Baumgarten was really that loose. I just think he thought he was going to be cleared with Andy there, and Andy was still there. I mean, he probably was clear there for a moment, but with Andy carrying some speed off the corner, was not quite clear enough to take the position over on the bottom solidly, I guess. I don't know. It's so hard to say here.
Well, we were set to go green the last time by, but we had a lap truck come to a stop, trying to get to the back of the field. So that will extend our caution here. So unfortunately, Baumgarten's night is over already, and that is just it's hard to stomach for as well as he's run this season. At least this time, you know, it wasn't somebody else's fault, I guess. That's really been the first misstep he's made. But the results are still the same regardless. Back at the green here. Carver the lead, Poliski in second. Brandon Katie and all that has slipped up to third. Now Greg Elliott to the outside. As Elliott going to try and power around the outside of Gainey to try and hang on to third. Brady Gunter into the top 5. RJ Starcevic in 6th.
I just want to point out
Stearns
that
and Rainey the top 10.
I got to point out that RJ felt like he had no idea what he was doing, and he's inside the top 10 here. So he's doing pretty good.
Certainly that truck has been in race trim thus far in this one. He's been rocking and rolling and making great passes at the back of the pack. And now with all the carnival of chaos here, he has picked his way up into the top 10 now. Got a challenge for a spot in the top 5. Elliott stuck on the outside of the conveyor belt here. Starcevic going to make a dive to the inside of Gunter. Try and force Brody's hand here.
Yeah, Gunter trying to use the outside to make some passes, but is... Oh, doubled up in front of him! Wow.
That was Gainey slipping up the track ever so slightly into Greg Elliott.
I think Elliott was loose together. Also. I think they were both loose, just fighting for this position.
Well, will Elliott give up or will he rage on here? Everybody else basically single file around the bottom of the track.
Oh, boy. I thought RJ was going to go for it there.
I think RJ thought he was going to go for that. But thinks better of it, rolls out. That allows Elliott to get around the outside, so Elliott hangs on to third. Gainey in fourth. Starcevic loose there, out of 2. And Gunter now going to take a peek up on the top shelf.
Yeah, the battling between Elliott and Gainey allowed Starcevic to get out in front of Gunter, but Gunter going to swing to the bottom and take that position back. Gunter back into the top 5, yeah. Set that one up beautifully.
One other driver to keep your eye on, running in 9th right now. That would be Chad Stearns. Another driver who always runs well here at Bristol, Jeremy McKinnon. There in the 10th position, now going to challenge Stearns for 9th. McKinnon was very fast in practice. He should have had a win here back in the pre-broadcast days of the Venom Truck Series, back in season number 4, but it got away from him late. Comfortable 1.8-second lead right now for Lucas Carver over Andy Poliski. Poliski's advantage back to Greg Elliott is shrinking here rapidly. I think Poliski loves the handle of his truck right now, but I'm sure he loves the track position.
Yeah, you certainly can't beat that. You're not... Oh, we got a wreck somewhere. Yellow is out.
Caution. Not sure where. John Kay says it's on him, but I still don't know what happened. John Kay just got back in the lead lap as well.
I must have gotten sorted out fairly quickly there.
He did fall back behind the leader. But you're right. I mean, there's hardly any evidence that anything happened.
Let's take a look. John's back here around Tyler Bergert. John. Oh, he spins it out himself. Little bit of contact there with Joshua Rutherford, but other than that, I mean, keeps it fairly clean. Backed it into the wall, but not too much damage there, it doesn't appear. He was carrying a lot of speed on the top here, and with this setup, you just can't do it. And it's foreign to these drivers because, as you mentioned earlier in the race, I mean, that's what they did the last time they were here. You were running the top, and you were able to carry a ton of speed and be at least somewhat stable, and that is like almost impossible here tonight. I don't love to be critical of iRacing, but this setup absolutely stinks tonight.
Yeah, quite frankly, they've never had a good setup here. But it's, with the new, less aero-reduced truck package here, which is great at 90% of the tracks, it has always been horrendously off here.
There's a little extra special sauce tonight, though.
Yeah. Even back to, I think it was season 7. I mean, when you have guys like Ryan Dye and Nathan Reynolds trying to battle for the lead and they are spinning out by themselves, then you know you're doing something wrong. And that's the same here with Andy Poliski and John Kay. I mean, it's been weird. So this is going to be our 5th restart of the race. Lucas Carver has pretty well dominated this race up to this point, and we're going to extend the caution here as we're sending somebody to the back. I think Hayden Palumbo just requested an EOL, if I'm not mistaken, to get out of the line of fire here. Yeah, Michael Dean, by the way, back on the lead lap. I don't know if I said that already. I think we've got 30 drivers. We did have a handful of drivers come down pit road under this caution. Matt Schlosser, Paul Ellison, Zach Lockett, Corey Rutherford, Tyler Bergert, and Frank Srirachi. A few of those drivers with damage, but maybe some tactical moves being played here already. Coming to put lap 50 on the board this time. Carver Poliski, row 1. Greg Elliott and Brantley Gainey on row 2. Gunter and Starcevic on row number 3. With Zittel, Breeding, McKinnon, and Stearns, the rest of the top 10. Base truck will hang a left here, and we'll be ready to go. Back to green. Gunter and Gainey side by side for 4th. It's Gunter trying to take the position away. And Elliott applying the pressure here to Poliski as the caution is out, and it's Eric Breeding. Breeding sounds like some contact or maybe some net code with Jordan Journeau.
Doesn't look like a lot of damage to the 26 there. I'm backing up. I feel like there's maybe a little bit more to the picture here. Eric's above Stearns here. Looks like gets a little bit loose there on exit and has to kind of catch the truck, slows down. Both Rainey and Journeau get a run. And Journeau, I mean, basically does everything he can not to blast into the back of Eric there. And then, let's see. Jorno's going to continue there on the top. Tries to take the run. Oh, man. Hard to tell if there's contact that started the slides or if that's just both of them hard in the gas, but that was pretty hard racing there for the first lap of the restart. Although track position is very important here, I absolutely understand it.
I think maybe a skosh of slip and slide from bumper to bumper, and that's all it's going to take to set these trucks off. Also, that's the unloading point. You don't really think about the aero on the trucks here. But, I mean, when the weight is in the process of shifting, I'm sure you could literally just poke it with your finger and send it around. I mean, that's how light on its feet we're talking here.
Yeah, I mean, so Greg Mull, who has plenty of experience here in the truck. I mean, he kind of said it a little bit ago. It's a knife's edge out there, which with the truck at most tracks, the truck is not really that type of a race car. It's not the knife's edge type of a ride usually, but here at Bristol with this setup, that's just what it is.
So working our sixth caution already here on lap 55. Lucas Carver has led all but one lap thus far, and now he's back on the gas. Another good start for the 89. Aliska, the pole sitter, going to try and get down in front of Elliott here to maintain second. Greg Elliott, haven't seen him since the season opener at Daytona. Really solid shout thus far here this evening. One career victory came on a short track in the Venom Truck Series. Brantley Gandy trying to combo a good run from last week at Nashville Superspeedway into another great run at Bristol. Almost came away with the victory here a couple of seasons ago. Would love to fix that one here this evening, but he makes a lot of contact with the wall there. That was a not insignificant shot down the backstretch.
Yeah, now he's got a long line of drivers here trying to get underneath. Oh, and into the wall again.
This is the one thing you don't want. I'm not talking about Jeremy McKinnon. I'm talking about being trapped on the top side.
Yep. He's doing a good job, though. I mean, he's doing what he needs to. He's using that momentum, and the caution is out again.
It's Joshua Rutherford around on the backstretch, and it looks like he is already towed back to the pits. That might be the end of his night. Have we have we shown Brody Gunter's truck yet?
I don't. I know that there was a picture of it in the walkout songs video, but we'll take a look at it here in just 1 second. We're just gonna take a look at Josh's incident here. Oh, and he gets loose and tries to catch it right in the middle of the corner, and once you do that, there's really no turning back. And he towed immediately. Yeah, let's take a look at Brody Gunter's truck here. It might look like the iRacing logo. There is a stark difference, though.
It's the LaCroix Bristol flavor. Hint of racing.
Yeah. I think he knew what this was about to turn into.
I think so. And again, I can't say it enough. Well, the drivers will get more impatient as this night rolls along, and there are less and less opportunities to actually advance your position. But this is not frustration. This is just literally the truck being undrivable.
Yeah. One could say that.
So, we've had one decent chunk of green flag racing. We can do it again. And patience is going to be required going forward as well. So we will see. Speaking of patience, tomorrow night, it's the Daredevil Series doubleheader from Gateway. Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're doing the road course first, and then we're going to the newly scanned oval. Should point out they did not scan the road course again. So it's the old scan of the oval in the road course, and then we go over to the new scan of the oval. But two races for the price of one tomorrow night.
I will tell everybody, most of you probably are not familiar with the Gateway Roval at all. That race is going to be very fun. You're not going to want to miss any of the action because if you are familiar at all, you know the oval is good, but the road course or the Roval is just as good, if not maybe even better.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Lucas Carver firing off here on lap 65. Gunter around the top side trying to take third here from Elliott. We've seen Gunter make this move already to get into the top 5. He may not need to, though. He's clear on Elliott now if he decides to move down. Elliott now side by side with McKinnon, who's trying to follow through. Gunter the blocker car, and it's going to work. McKinnon's up to 4th. Elliott back to 5th.
One up in the wall. That was Journeau there in the 84. And looks like the right front might be knocked out pretty good on that thing.
That is not what you want here. Apparently, Gainey's been into the wall a couple of different times. He's dropping positions here, now being challenged for spot number 7 by Kyle Zittel. Meanwhile, here is the battle for second. Brody Gunter. On the top side as Poliski is really loose. Gunter takes second. Now Poliski side by side with his teammate McKinnon.
Boy, it seems like suddenly the outside has just come in like crazy. Everybody was running the bottom, and now the hay is being made on the top right now.
Well, it certainly is around Andy Poliski. We'll see if that is going to be the way forward here. I just think Poliski is struggling. He has not looked very steady thus far. And now Greg Elliott will make the move around the top side. Oh, his start civic is loose.
That was a nice save. He's going to lose a couple spots.
He gets to keep rolling, though. Oh, and another one loose further back. It's Garrett Rainey. Rainey saves it. Worcester Creek Media, easy for you to say. Chevy Silverado going to slip outside of the top 15 now.
We'll go back to Matacek and Stearns now.
That's the first time we've said Joshua Matacek's name here this evening. He started at 31st, and he has driven up into the top 10. Had an opportunity to unseat Kyle Zittel as the winner of this race in his rookie season. Came up one spot short at the Bristol Dirt Race last season as well. So he's goes here at Bristol in both iterations.
Some battling outside the top 10. This is Cade Cannon, Jordan Journeau, Jan Van Leer trying to work his way back up through the field. Oh, close quarters there between the 84 and the 5.
Betwixt?
Yes.
Waka Waka.
There's the aforementioned Garrett Rainey now battling with Ducato.
Keep in mind, Rainey and Ellison close together here. They're battling each other for an opportunity to be in the finals next week. That is a handful there for Andy Ducato. But again, another good save.
I liked what he was doing. He was trying to go up the hill and then use the momentum coming down, but just lost it right there in the middle of the corner and had to really dance it around.
Lucas Carver into lap traffic with Brody Gunter and Jeremy McKinnon both closing. Theron Breeding now side by side with Jack Watts, who will move up to the top side of the track. Watts 7 laps down. Not involved in any accidents yet. Gunter closes to within a truck length now. And where is traffic going to go? Where can Carver put himself to get through? Next up is Gary Clark. Then it'll be Frank Sirachi and Rob Williams.
Peterson up the track a little bit.
Trying to uproot Gary Clark here.
Oh, boy,
Clark
they got too wide in front of him now as well. Boy.
Clark is gaining on Sirachi and Williams here. And now Carver going to have his hands full with Gunter. Oh, boy, you do not want to be in the middle of 3 wide here. Williams holds a steady wheel. Carver desperately trying to get through on the 8.
Yeah, Carver is trying to get to Gary's inside, but Gary is... Oh, he's going to give him the bumper!
Carver going to loosen him up and take the run to the inside. Oh, no! Caution is out. Carver...
Oh, my.
That's a good run. Gone bad for Carver. Should be able to stay ahead of the pace truck here. Carver is unhappy, to say the least. And this is going to bring a lot of folks down pit road here. But crucially, not any of the leaders. Do I need to say it? Should I say it?
Please don't.
Well, I think there's 2 avenues here. Here's the one I'm going to say. That's short track racing. Now, whether you believe that or not is up to you. And also to point out, I was wrong. Some of the leaders did come in under this caution, including the race leader, the new one, Brody Gunter, which now makes the new race leader, Greg Elliott. But Gunter, Poliski, McKinnon, Gainey, Monachek, Holyfield, Ducato, Van Leer, and of course Lucas Carver, all down pit road, along with a handful of others. So most of the drivers at the front of this field are on the original tires that they started this race on, 88 laps into the event. Greg Elliott, RJ Starcevic will be on the front row. It'll be Kyle Zittel and Chad Stearns on row 2. Josh Freed and Garrett Rainey then will be on the third row. Cade Cannon into the top 10 with Paul Ellison to his outside. Then Corey Rutherford and Jordan Journeau, the rest of the top 10 here, as they'll see the green drop again on lap number 90.
Well, we had a pretty good run going there.
Yes, we sure did.
So let's see if we can recreate a little magic.
Well, now it's split strategy. Gunter going to restart back at the 16th, rather the 15th position as Elliott punches the throttle. We're back underway. So lots of drivers inside the top, just outside of the top 15, rather, on fresh tires. Top 3 get in line, single file. Stearns trying to make some hay up top, side by side for 5th behind them with Freed and Rainey. And Matt Schlosser is on slightly fresher tires than the drivers in front of him, and he's into the top 10. As here we go for the lead, Greg Elliott to the outside of RJ Starcevic.
RJ looked pretty light there on exit.
Sure, whoever bet the podium parlay on these two has got big dollar signs in their eyes.
I mean, RJ, according to his chat earlier when the walkout songs were being played, he felt like he had no chance as Elliott gets into the wall there on exit, and here he is fighting for the lead.
Elliott doing a nice job here in the middle. Kyle Zittel is closing up. RJ loose. I thought he was hooking right back up to the top of the track.
I'll tell you what, he's been smooth. I mean, he's made I don't want to say a couple of mistakes. He's just gotten loose a couple times. And when others have caused that to be a race ender or caused them to cause a caution and go to the back of the field, I mean, he has gathered them up and continued steadily. He is looking good right now.
Matt Schlosser just quickly disposed of his teammate Josh Freed, and Schlosser's into the top 5. Schlosser with a win on the dirt layout of Bristol last season en route to his championship.
Battle a little bit further back, Jorno and Rainey has now been settled. Jorno in the top 10 looking to regain some positions and a little bit of a bounce back from last week.
Yeah, last week was really only his only misstep of the season, and it cost him 6 spots in the championship standings. And not to mention Jorno now in the 6th position, and he's trying to track down Kyle Zittel to make it to the finals of the in-season tournament presented by Car Inside next week. But Zittel in 3rd, Jorno in 6th. The other matchup, they are battling for position as well. Garrett Rainey and Paul Ellison 8th and 9th. So as if a race at Bristol wasn't enough for you, we get to keep track of 2 battles for position all night.
A couple of teammates about to get after it again here.
Schlosser to the inside of Stearns, 04 and 05, looking for 4th. Stearns, I would imagine, just biding his time a little bit. Not going to put up too much of a fight. As now here is Schlosser immediately pouncing on Zittel to try and take away 3rd. Jorno underneath of Stearns now. But Schlosser to 3rd as Greg Elliott continues to lead by about half a second here. We're into triple digits, 103 on the board this time. Here's Schlosser now to the inside of Starcevic for 2nd.
Boy, Schlosser is on the move right now.
He is absolutely ripping. No trouble at all for Schlosser up to P2.
Probably should point out, he took tires on lap 85, and look at what they are doing.
And to point out as well, the new tire runners, the highest one of them right now is Jeremy McKinnon in 9th as Cole Zittle's around. Zittel with contact, I think, from Jordan Jorno. That one is not going to sit well.
Let's take a look at this one. Jorno on those newer tires. Oh, looks to try and go underneath of the 53. Gets into that left rear. I think maybe Jordan thought that Kyle was just going to stay up top because he knew that Jordan had new tires probably. I'm not totally certain. But then he comes up and makes contact with Jeremy McKinnon as well. So, I mean, the 84 has been involved in a couple of incidents here, but still was able to find some speed.
Zittel and McKinnon were not particularly thrilled over the radio. And Journeau was quick to take the blame for that one, and he'll be headed to the back of the field. Only pitter from the front of the field was RJ Starcevic. So there's still Greg Elliott at the front of this field. But with Matt Schlosser now right behind him.
We've had a lot of caution laps here. I think that's needless to say. But wondering how long some of these drivers are going to go before they come down pit road.
Well, I would say, is anybody going to pull Jan Van Leer? But even Jan Van Leer didn't try that one here this evening. So the last man standing for that would be Greg Elliott.
Now, there were quite a few that came down right there, but there's still, I think, 5 or 6 drivers, I think, that have yet to come down pit road and get tires here. So be interesting to see how they're able to hold positions. Your leader, Greg Elliott, is one of them.
Elliott, first driver to elect to start from the outside as Stearns almost turned his teammate Josh Freed there. And Schlosser setting up and out to in, and he should be able to rock it to the lead here. He's to the inside of Elliott. Oh, car around! And that was Paul Ellison and Austin Holyfield. Into the double digits we go.
Let's take a look back at this one. Sorry, a little quiet while that replay's going on. I was trying to listen to some radio, see if we can get a little intel here.
Yeah.
Seems like Ellison got a 3 wide call and thought that Brody was coming to his inside. So he moved up a lane.
I mean, they definitely were 3 wide at one point. I mean, Ellison also, to point out, took responsibility.
I don't know, man. That's just one of those that happens so fast here at Bristol. It's like, you got to make those split-second decisions, and sometimes things happen.
Yep. So this much. If you're you or I or any of the drivers out on track, it's an interesting night to have a track radio, if you will.
Yeah, it certainly is. And this is one of the few nights I'm glad I can hear everybody.
So Greg Elliott was about to be overtaken, but not anymore. Well, we at least reset the hourglass anyway. Schlosser now has a few heat cycles on these tires. They are certainly much fresher than what Greg Elliott is rocking right now. And Elliott going to stick to his guns here and stick on the top side. So Elliott and Schlosser. How about McKinnon and Monacek on road 2? Gunter and Gainey on road 3. Poliski, Roman, Van Leer, and Tyler Bergert into the top 10. Back it her way. Boy, they caught Gunter napping there. He stacks up the field. Schlosser now to get a restart either. Elliott gets away nicely, and Schlosser now under fire from Monacek and McKinnon. Caution is out again. And Josh Freed, Cade Cannon with an issue. They are both backwards around the outside wall. And that's caution number 11. Hello to DeBeans in the chat.
Well, take a look at this one. Free to struggle a little bit here tonight.
He was up towards the front of the field on older tires, but has since dropped back pretty far.
Well, he had just come down pit road on lap 112 to get tires there. And gets loose trying to run the very, very top. That really very top line just really does not work as the setup in the truck sits right now. Ooh. 17 of Mark Oss here. Some contact there as well. Eric Breeding, a little bit of contact there with the 17 also. I don't know if... Oh. Yeah, Free just starts sliding up a little bit. And that rear of that truck just slides right around on him.
I mean, there are definitely a couple wrecks you could put on impatience, but you can chuck this one in the bucket of loose truck. The loose truck bucket.
A lot of loose truck buckets out there.
There's going to be a lot of buckets hauling off all the parts and pieces from this evening, I can tell you that much. Hello to Nathan Carroll in the chat. He's shouting out Mr. Joshua Monacek, who came from way downtown to be up here to third.
You know what I just realized?
What's that?
For whatever reason, I didn't load up the car inside cameras tonight.
I think it's because you took the week off last week. Outside, out of mind.
I think it probably is.
I
don't know why, but that mention of Monacek made me realize he always runs a camera. Where is he? Oh, it's because I'm not doing my job. There he is, sitting in third. Wish I could have had Lucas Carver up there when he was in the lead, but hopefully he'll get back up there at some point here soon.
All right, 11th caution of the night. Elliott under fire from all sorts of drivers with fresher tires than him. See how much longer he can hold on to this lead. He'll take the outside once again. We're back at our way. Schlosser again losing a couple truck lengths here into one. Here's McKinnon down to the outside of Schlosser. Who does Elliott cover off here as McKinnon goes up into the wall? Woo! Elliott, that's a dangerous game. Trying to cover off McKinnon. Opens the door for Schlosser.
Boy, I thought McKinnon was going to take him 3 wide there for a second. Couldn't quite get there.
McKinnon's not going to play around. There's no doubt about that.
And he's carrying a ton of speed. A little bit loose there on exit, though, and that allows Matacek to sneak his way underneath.
Schlosser feeding the right rear there to Elliott. Not clear yet, though. Have to continue chipping away at it down low. McKinnon jumps ship. Goes underneath the 91. Matacek and Gunter now quarter panel to quarter panel as Schlosser is clear for the lead. Elliott now just going to try and hang on. McKinnon trying to wobble his way up and squeeze the 91 out of the corners. McKinnon is clear. And Elliott now going to have to hang on to third with Matacek to the inside. Matacek in stealth mode here with the retro reflective number 60. McKinnon applying the pressure for Schlosser in the lead.
Gunter applying pressure to both Matacek and Elliott here as well.
Certainly. I mean, props to Elliott. He's doing a way better job than anybody else we've seen on the top side all night, but he's at such a massive tire disadvantage here. He's certainly making Matacek burn his stuff up, and he is going to get clear. I mean, Greg Elliott came to play here tonight. There's no doubt about it. We'll see how the strategy shakes out for this 91 truck. Here's Gunter now to the inside of Matacek, and he will quickly take over fourth.
A little bit further back, Andy Poliski working his way back up through. RJ Starcevic, Kyle Zittel.
Here's a move for Gunter to the inside of Elliott as the caution is out.
Oh, it is big time out of turn 4.
Oh, boy.
Here come
Where
the leaders.
Are these guys going to go? Oh, dear. Austin Holyfield is involved. Cole Maxwell was involved. Tyler Bergert, I think, is involved. Rob Williams is now pointed the correct direction. That was a big one.
Quite literally everybody had to come to a complete stop there.
I think, unfortunately, Matt Schlosser is going to lose positions here because he came to a stop. iRacing doesn't look like it's going to give him the positions back, which is a crock. But that'll happen sometimes here at Bristol. So McKinnon is now the leader.
Let's take a look at that. Looked like it started with Williams. He's a little bit loose there. Nothing doing there so far. Oh, and then gets really high in that one. That's when it goes. Oh, look at Holyfield. Oh, Michael Dean piles in. Oh, boy, that's where it really kicked off. And look at this. The leaders start coming around. All of them having to come to complete stops on the top of the racetrack. This is where Schlosser loses his positions because those guys on the bottom are able to sneak through. Let's take one more look. We're just going to stick with this view here. You'll see Williams sliding through here in a moment. Yes, the outside line is extremely snappy. Especially if you get right up on the wall. I mean, there's just no grip to be had there. Greg Mull shouting out Joshua Matacek's in-ear monitors. I myself also run the IEMs. Got some Some West Tone audio, fellas, in my ears right now. Good stuff.
You can't shout them out. They don't pay us money.
Well, maybe they will if I say it enough.
Yeah, maybe. All right, they are manually giving Matt Schlosser his position back, which is very kind of them. I'll save a high horse rant for another time because we're back under green. Schlosser with the lead. McKinnon back to second. Monacek now going to fight to the outside of Gunter to try and take third back. And he does. Here's McKinnon out of the outside. Maybe trying to out to in. Little diamond action. Schlosser has it covered. For now. McKinnon coming back on the outside.
Wow, look at that,
side
McKinnon.
by side, door to door.
McKinnon is carrying a ton of speed up there right now.
Oh, caution is
And
out.
a
It's Mark
caution.
Ossier. Ossier coming up here on the leaders. Down there on the inside of the track, and he will tow. And I think McKinnon was the leader that time. Not by much.
That one, I believe. Take a quick gander at what happens with the 1-7 here. Oh, that's actually on the exit of 4. Man, he rode that thing for a long time, too. I mean, looked like he was going to be okay, and then all of a sudden, she was still going.
I want to point this out as well. I mean, we're honestly not too far from the end of this race. There's plenty more dominoes to fall here. But, you know, it's just about go time.
Yeah, quite a few have come down to get tires here, which I don't think is a bad idea.
We'll point this out. 22 drivers on the lead lap at the moment. Austin Holyfield just came around to get the lucky dog, but that brings him from 2 to 1. Hard telling who is actually still running in this lineup right now. We started the night with 35 as Pascal Samard never took the green flag, unfortunately. I think John Kay's still out on track, and he is 8 laps down. Anybody below him is a big question mark. Mark Ossier just said that he is out of the race, so Kay will overtake Ossier. And I think Rob Williams is still out there. He's 5 down. Kate Cannon is out on track, 2 laps down. Eric Breeding is 2 laps down, and Austin Holyfield now is 1 lap down. Jeremy McKinnon is the race leader. He will elect the outside. Matt Schlosser will start to his inside. It'll be Joshua Modacek and Brody Gunter on row number 2. RJ Starcevic and Brantley Gainey on row 3. Kyle Zittel, Andy Poliski on row 4. Jan Van Leer and Steve Broman round out the top 10. Gary Rainey, Chad Stearns on row 6. Paul Ellison and Zach Lockett on row 7. Jordan Journeau and Greg Elliott back there on row number 8 on fresh tires. Corey Rutherford and Andy Ducato on row 9. Tyler Berger, Josh Freed, Frank Sirachi, and Lucas Carver, the rest of your lead lap drivers back to 22nd. Lap 144 on the board this time. As McKinnon fires off as the control car for the first time this evening. Oh, Steve Roman around with help from Jan Van Leer, and they are still stacking up. Zach Lockett into Chad Stearns. He said there are more dominoes to fall, and that was a big one right there. 2 drivers from inside the top 10. Zach Lockett, who has been quietly on a tear this season, is more than likely going to be out of this race with a huge shot there.
Yeah, Sirachi piled into Steve there as well and gave him a lot more damage to the rear of the truck.
Lockett the only one with a meatball flag.
Let's take a look here. I mean, this happens right. Oh man, that happened very fast. Let's back it up and see what we can look at here. See if we can get a little better angle. Hard to tell there, but it didn't look like there was much. I mean, obviously it doesn't take much, but hardly any contact, if any, there. We've seen a lot of netcode here tonight so far. Man, as they're making that corner, I just cannot get a good angle, really.
Well, here's what I will say. I don't know if we've actually seen any netcode here this evening, but that is probably the best argument that we've seen thus far. There might be a McRib in there, and Roman's car does get the rug pulled out from underneath of it, so that one might have a case.
Yeah, when a car snaps that hard, that is usually a good indicator.
Most of the time, when we've seen that snapping, it's been on corner exit. Entry has not been the problem this evening.
Oh yeah, definitely at least one McRib on the McRib scale there. I'm glad we got that angle. Stearns and Lockett came together with quite a bit of contact there as well. Joshua Rutherford. There's the big pile in from the 3. Let's look at the full crash from Lockett. Let me know when we need to go live, by the way.
We're about to be back to the line here.
Ugh. Yeah, Lockett, Stearns, and Jordan Torneau all involved right there. That was pretty...
Well, we're back to the green now. As McKinnon with a good getaway once again. Schlosser trying to defend second.
Oh, there's one up in the wall.
And that is Corey Rutherford.
And he's
not
just
sure what's going on there. That's
came to a complete stop. That thing that truck does not look good.
I wonder if there's some kind of a hardware issue. It's weird. He made contact with Kyle Zittel there, but it's like then the wheel turns directly to the right.
I mean, the right front is jacked up like 6 inches off the ground when it really shouldn't be.
Yeah, so definitely some contact kicks this one off, though.
So no McRibs on this one is what your prediction is?
Doesn't look like it, no. I think there might be a 2 McRib spacer in the right front toe link.
Oh, yeah. Corey drifts high. And Siddle and Poliski try and come through on the bottom. Corey comes back down into Kyle. And yeah.
I'm wondering as well, we've heard complaints recently of the walls getting a little bit sticky again.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the wall may have grabbed him and pulled him in a little bit more. I mean, he was headed for the wall anyway.
It was really weird because the initial contact with Zittel happened, and then it's almost like he got an extra shove into the outside wall again. I mean, he bounces off, and then like doubles his speed out into the. I guess maybe just trying to catch the truck there, probably, but it just looked awkward.
Some combination of the truck being loose, the contact into the wall, some famous Nebraska broadband, and sticky walls made that a weird one.
Famous Nebraska broadband, huh?
The old cornfield net. Nathan Carroll says at this rate, John Kay still has a shot. Yeah, maybe.
Here's the car inside camera for Brody Gunter. We don't see this very often.
No, we do
Looks
not.
like a pretty high quality shot also.
Coming to 155 of 220. McKinnon on the outside of Schlosser. Bonacek and Gunter on row 2. Boy, Gunter was on it. Great start from him. He's looking to take second. Oh, Schlosser right up to the door. Want to point out as well, Greg Elliott is back into the top 10 on much fresher tires. Here as Journeau snaps loose and is into the wall. They all get around him. We should stay green. But that will take Journeau from 5th to 15th.
Oh, he's still really loose. Nearly made contact with Takato.
Just trying to get these tires cooled back down, gets his wits about him.
I mean,
We
that truck has seen
for the top 6.
That truck has seen a lot of damage also. I'm sure that is playing a factor.
Yes, it is. McKinnon just put up the purple lap of the race. 14.931. John Kay, I want to point out as well, is running the 3/8 version of Bristol down on the apron. That's he's still out there logging laps, but now he's 9 down.
Greg Elliott, RJ Starcevic on fresher tires than the 4 in front of them, looking to make some hay here.
Oh, Andy Poliski's loosed it into the wall and nearly tags Brantley Gainey, but saves it just enough for Gainey to scoot by. I'll say this, big if, huge if, massive if we can go green from here on out, the 4 drivers in front of Greg Elliott are in some serious trouble. He has already proven he's very fast tonight, and he's on much fresher tires. As we're definitely not going to go green.
There goes Kyle Little.
Saves it.
We're still green.
Unbelievable. That will cost him a spot in the top 10, but, I mean, that's wild.
Schlosser had caught up to about a truck length to a truck length and a half behind McKinnon, but McKinnon now rolling good again. And now the caution is
Josh
out.
Freed. Freed slow out of turn at number 2. You're on 164. Sounds like a Code Brown in the seat of the 22. I can't say that I blame him.
I don't see any. There we go. She was hiding on me. This is Freed up above Joshua Rutherford here. And this is, yep. You get high right against the wall. You lose grip. That's... Remember the snack grips? Certainly don't have any up there by the wall. If you like to snack on grips, there's none up there.
Oh boy. We've I think we found the jumping off point. It always happens, no matter the league, anytime we get up to about 15 cautions at a short track race.
And I just want to say I haven't thought about grips in a long, long time, but something about that moment right there brought it back.
I kind of forgot that they existed. Do they still exist?
I highly doubt it. But if anybody out there in the chat could confirm, that would be nice.
I feel like we need some Indiana viewers if we have any right now. Am I thinking of Grippos? I know grips are a thing, but I think Grippos are an Evansville, Indiana-based snack. I think, anyway. I don't know. They make ski there. That's really what's all important. Anyway, brother, here's Wonderball. That'll be a one-lap stop and hold for Josh Freed for his second cause caution of the evening. Jeremy McKinnon with Matt Schlosser, Brody Gunter in third, and everybody take note of Greg Elliott here. Much fresher tires than the drivers in front of him. The shoes on the other foot as we're back underway. Elliott's rocking and rolling. He's already got Gunter. Now he's to the outside of Matt Schlosser as Poliski again looks it up into the wall. We're still going. Elliott clear for the moment for second. Even if it goes sideways from here, what a triumphant return to the series it's been for Greg Elliott here this evening, as he is a shoo-in for a potential second career victory.
Able to make the save. Gonna lose a lot of spots, though.
Yeah. Jorneau is one of a handful of drivers to come pit for fresh tires under this caution. So that's some fresh tire woes there.
Yeah, there were quite a few that came down there.
Yeah, Rainey threw on Jan Van Leer for spot number 9.
Look at this grouping right here. Outside the top 10, Stearns, Matichek, Ducato, and Zittel.
Yeah, Rainey's rocking and rolling right now, throwing Tyler Bergert for 8th. Oh, and just as I say that, Rainey's around and into the inside wall. Caution is out. Oh, it just stepped right out from underneath of him. Now he needs to get turned back around to stay on the lead lap. I'm not sure he's going to be able to. Oh, man. Rainey was absolutely cruising. Here come the leaders down pit road. McKinnon and Schlosser going to give up the lead to Greg Elliott. Gunter stays out. So does Starcevic, Ellison, and Gainey. They'll now be the top 5. As Schlosser, McKinnon, Stearns, Berger, and Carver all down pit road.
That was just a self-spin for
Yes,
Rainey.
was.
Unassisted.
It's just running the middle of the track, getting on the power just a skosh too early. If that. I mean, we've voiced our opinions on this plenty of times. It's just beating a dead horse at this point. But now Rainey will be trapped the lap down, at least for now. We saw how well Greg Elliott could play defense on worn tires earlier. Now he's got a little bit more of a buffer. Back to the drivers with fresh tires. As I think Matichek has come in recently. He's up to 9th. And then the fresh tire drivers will be McKinnon in spot number 13 and Schlosser in spot number 14.
Yeah, Matichek leads the drivers.
Or actually, 12th and 13th, rather.
Matichek leads the drivers that came down on the last caution. It's him, Ducato, Zittel, and Jorneau. And then from there on back, you got a bunch of drivers that just came down pit road. Although I'm a little confused what's happening in the running order
trying to get
right
around
now.
some lap trucks, but they've accidentally passed a couple of lead lap trucks. And then the Lucky Dog's in the mix there. I'm not sure. They've extended a few cautions here this evening. They might have to do it again.
Oldest tires on the racetrack right now are Brody Gunter in second. He came down on lap 86. I would assume is not planning on coming down again.
That's some old rubber.
That's
Did
Bristol.
we say
baby.
hello to Lindsay G?
I don't know if we have.
Hello.
Hold
Oh,
on.
you go ahead.
I'm a little sad nobody's made comments on the grips. I thought that was a real pull for my brain.
It really was. Back at her way. Well, Elliott definitely changed lanes there, but that's a post-race penalty, and I'm sure he won't care about that. Here's Gunter to the inside now, trying to challenge for the lead on the oldest tires on the track. Elliott right where he wants to be. He's hammered the middle all race long. Lots of shuffling and a problem. Kyle Zittle's around and into the outside wall. Caution is back out. Zittle from inside the top 10 around. And hard telling how this one's going to transpire.
That boy is going to need some spotted cow after this one.
I think so. I want to say as well, RJ Starcevic just hit, I think, a 7 out of 10 Rick Allen impression over the radio.
I heard that, and I honestly did not know who it was. So
Yep,
yeah,
that was
pretty good.
RJ.
Let's take a look at the 53. He has to kind of check up a little bit behind Monacek, and I think kind of maybe set things in motion there. Take one more look from inside the truck. That's not what we wanted. How about this one? Yeah, I mean, no contact with anybody, just carrying the speed into the corner. Away she goes.
Well, the theme over the radio has quickly become this being an endurance race. We'll just say that some of the drivers are a rolling disadvantage to Constitution right now.
There's Josh Maxwell in the chat. Yeah, we had a couple in there.
Certainly did.
Other than that, yeah.
Tyler Bergert in the chat says he's still in. He's just outside of the top 10 as well. He's been in and out of the top 10 quite a bit today. Greg Elliott might be the story of the evening. What a return it would be if he could pull it off here this evening. Still quite a few laps up on the board. 186 when they get back to the green this time. The jar of honey on the line. Elliott on the outside of Brody Gunter. Row 2 is RJ Starcevic to the inside of Paul Ellison. Brantley Gainey, Jan Van Leer, teammates on row 3. We're back at our way. Another good getaway here for Elliott. Elliott down onto the bottom. Trying to hold off Gunter, who got shot out of a cannon out of 2. And Gunter's right back to the inside of the 91. Even Stevens through 1 and 2. Oh, Gunter right onto the QP. Elliott still holding tough on the middle. One of the only ones to make it work tonight. Vonacek back into the top 5. Jeremy McKinnon on the fresh tires, though, looming large 6. He's making good time.
And Elliott able to clear Gunter. Elliott all by his lonesome out front now.
Elliott hoping to take advantage. Oh, as McKinnon is around! Backs it into the outside wall.
Oh, and gets piled into.
Dear. Brody Gunter's coming in. So is RJ Starcevic.
That's a bit surprising there from RJ. I mean, it hadn't been, I don't think it'd been that long since he came down. And this is a case of McKinnon just getting a little bit loose on entry. We've seen that a little bit more as these drivers have gotten more and more aggressive. We've seen more incidents on entry into the corner. And McKinnon gets a little bit of a kiss there from Gary Clark. I'm not sure there's any love in that kiss, though.
Unfortunately, it might be the kiss of death for McKinnon, who's already going to have some pretty bad aero damage. And, yeah, that was not too far off of what was actually said there, Mr. Maxwell. We're doubling up again. Elliott now with Paul Ellison to his inside. Schlosser on fresh tires here in 4th. With Modacek to the inside. Gainey and Jan Van Leer still side by side on row number 3. Andy Ducato, Jordan Journeau, Tyler Berger, Chad Stearns, your top 10. Lap trucks still have to give way to the lead lap trucks, and they're going to extend the caution here to try and get people into their proper positions.
I didn't realize I was going to need a catheter before we started this one.
Oh, no, you're rolling for Constitution, too. Okay. Oh, dear. I have no further comment other than I'm doing okay. Track record is 23 here at Bristol. We're working 19 right now with 25 laps to go at the stripe. We'll switch to laps to go on the graphic here with Greg Elliott in control of this field on the outside. We're back underway. Ellison in second. Now Schlosser to the outside.
Schlosser trying to set up Ellison there. Had to back out of it. Schlosser on by far the newest tires up here in the top 5.
But he is boxed in right now as Papa Paul's trying to get after it. And now trouble again. Caution is out. Andy Poliski is slow. Oh, and it is a parking lot again.
Oh, boy.
Joshua Rutherford, Corey Rutherford, John Kay, Cade Cannon, all involved. Poliski still parked. Looks like problems for Jeremy McKinnon and Gary Clark as well.
Only the third one here tonight.
And McKinnon, going back and looking at it, I don't think was involved. I think he actually managed to stop from half the track behind.
Let's take a look here. I want to say this might start with Gary.
I think it starts with Poliski.
Oh, it does. You're right. I missed the Poliski deal there. Let's go back it up. Poliski underneath of Gunter on entry into turn number 3. And yeah, it doesn't look like any contact from anybody. And man, saw a lot of incidents in the first half of the race that were on exit of the corner. The second half of the race, we have seen a lot of incidents on entry into the corner. I think that's just drivers trying to get a little more juice out of the squeeze, as one Clint Boyer would say.
Mm.
And there's Gary.
Our friend DeBeans, I think, is Tyler Logan? Question mark. I don't know. My brain is a little fried at this point.
Also, you're
league
both
record, I believe, is
a little off.
26.
Yeah.
Yes, we did have only 8 cautions here just a couple of seasons ago. 23 here last season, and this is 20? Question mark.
Yes, this is number 20.
Oh, we did get to 29 at 5 flags. Yep, you're right.
I was going to say, I thought we set another record this season already.
That is the channel record as well, by the way. Knock on wood, I think we're okay to not come close to that.
Yeah, I mean, the pace laps click off fairly quickly here. I don't think it's I'm not sure it's even mathematically possible to get there.
Well, here's the other thing. Tyler Logan asked earlier where the session limit was, and we've got half an hour left. So, and Kyle's little just put that in the chat right as I said it. Yep. So, yeah, we will not hit the series record. Track record, play ball. Greg Elliott still leading. Paul Ellison still in second. Schlosser boxed down in fourth with Monacek to his inside. Jan Van Leer and now Jordan Jorno back on row number 3. Oh, Paul getting jacked up there. Monacek gave him a couple of shots. Elliott has to try and shut the door. Schlosser making a charge on the outside. Schlosser out to in. Sets him up. Caution is out.
Caution.
And that's another parking lot.
Oh, my.
Carver involved, Starcevic involved, Stearns, Gunter, Palumbo, Holyfield, Breeding. All got a piece of the action. They're still going around. Stearns is around again. Tyler Berger, I think, got spun out again, and it tagged Stearns. Kate Cannon's calling his number for a replay if we get a shot, but laps are winding down here, and the intensity is not settling in the back of this pack.
Well, let's take a gander at the overall incident first, and then we'll take a look at Cade's point of view after that. Not really sure where this one starts. Oh, I see where it starts.
Okay.
That is Kyle Zittel and Brantley Gainey getting together. Actually, on exit of the corner. Trying to figure out. It looks like, yeah, Kyle gets loose on exit, comes down into the 22. And they're carrying a lot of speed behind him. Spinning across the racetrack. Not much you're going to be able to do there. Oh. All right, Mr. Cannon. Let's see if it lives up to the hype.
Yep.
I've heard it a couple times over the radio.
To be fair, if there were 22 cautions, I'd be excited if I missed one too.
There's the incident. Oh, it was pretty nice. Not gonna lie, did a great job getting on the binders. Downshifted a couple times to use a little engine brake. Got right through that bad boy, high to low.
That was pretty sporty. That
Pretty
was
nice.
pretty good. Well, this battle for the lead is white hot, even under caution. It is the true part-timer, Greg Elliott, in position for what could be a second career victory versus Matt Schlosser, who's the defending series champion. He's won here on the dirt, but not on the pavement. Wants the jar of honey. Elliott to the gas. We're underway. 209 of 220. 3 attempts at overtime if we need it. Matichek clearing Ellison for third. Did Matichek throw his hat in the ring here? They're battling for a spot in the finals in the in-season tournament behind the race leaders as they go side by side. Jorno through on Kyle Zittel as Schlosser trying to work underneath of Greg Elliott again. Just a little wiggle up the track. Elliott with his personal fastest lap of the race, and it might not be enough as Schlosser continues to chip away at it underneath.
I like Elliott trying to use the momentum to play some defense, though.
He's been the only one that's had it figured out all night long with any consistency.
Oh, little touch of the
little
wall.
wheel smoke.
And they are
getting his
battling
elbows
tight.
out here. That would have been a photo finish, but Elliott had it at the stripe. Schlosser with the purple lap.
Oh,
Is
some
the
contact.
door-to-door contact. You can feel the desperation setting in now.
Schlosser's
Schlosser
clear.
slaughter. With inches to spare, Schlosser now. Elliott with a crossover.
Whoa!
Puts the bumper to him and the door. Matichek trying to push Schlosser through. Elliott fighting back underneath. What a battle. Coming to 5 to go. Elliott with contact and is loose. Matichek is here to clean up, but Schlosser now the leader outright. And Schlosser is clear. Was that the last gasp for the 91?
What a drive from Elliott on the older tires. Does he have anything left here? Lap
Into
traffic
lap
coming
traffic.
up also.
Coming up on the 8 of Gary Clark. Clark is going to go high right.
Oh!
Elliott!
Elliott's loose!
And he's going to come back up into traffic. Caution is out. We're going to overtime. Oh, my goodness. Elliott hammer in the middle all race long. And I think maybe just got into the wake there of the 8 of Gary Clark, and that was enough to pull that truck around. That's the first time we've even seen a bobble out of him. And no doubt, Elliott pushing as hard as he had all race long.
Wow. After all of this, what a battle that one was. And we're not done yet.
No, we are not.
Let's take a look. I mean, Gary was slow up on the top, trying to let the leaders through. And Elliott just gets loose, trying to put the power down, maybe trying to turn the truck a little bit further to the left also, because he can, see the 8 up there in front of him. Maybe trying to turn down the hill a little bit more, as he knows he's going to have to get to the inside of Gary there. Let's go to the cockpit. We'll back it up just a touch. Go full speed. Boy, I have to believe part of that incident is Elliott turning the wheel just ever so slightly further to the left on exit, as he knows he's going to have to get to the inside of the 8. And I think just that little extra wheel input was enough to unsettle that truck.
So we are now officially into overtime. As this is 2:21 up on the board. We'll have 3 cracks at it if we need it. I think it's worth pointing out Paul Ellison took a shot there from Greg Elliott. It sounds like the toe is out on that truck. He is trying to hang on to a spot in the Car Inside in-season tournament finals next week. Garrett Rainey is only a couple rows back. Jordan Journeau and Kyle Zittel are together here, nose to tail on the outside line, as they will battle for a spot in the finals next week. And the battle for the win, just like it was on the dirt here last season, it's Schlosser on the outside of Matichek. 2 to go. Great fire off for the 04. Andy Ducato up to 3rd. As Ellison is struggling with this truck, he tags Zittel. Zittel into Journeau. All 4 of the semifinalists are around and the caution is out. And they still continue to pile in. All 4 of the semifinalists around is Paul Ellison struggling with a broken truck. And to Greg Mull's point in the chat as well, we're not only in overtime, but Matt has to do the post race too. He's not going anywhere. Oh, man. Well, that certainly shook up the look of next week's final, as I think Journeau and Rainey kind of got through. Zittel and Ellison did not.
Try and get a not sure where we're at here. Let's take another look. I haven't gone for the fisheye view much here. I think this might be a good time to do it. You can see the carnage from a wide point of view.
It's a Limp Bizkit music video.
And let's go to one of our TV cameras now. Burgert Farms logo has certainly taken a beating here tonight.
But it's still ticking.
Take one more look, and we'll take a look at Ellison and Zittel, where this thing really started. Oh, and it looked like Journeau was pushing on the bumper of Ellison there as well. Maybe got him pushed up the racetrack a little bit.
Well, I don't think Ellison was carrying very much speed. Certainly the contact didn't help much.
A lot of sheet metal flying there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think broadcasting leadership discussion is a good idea if we want to not lose subscribers. All right, pace truck is off. Here's attempt number 2, and Schlosser fires immediately. Another good start.
Yeah, Monacek struggled big time on that restart.
Here's Starcevic to the
Oh!
outside. The door closed. Coming to the white flag to make it official. This is it. 1 to go. Matt Schlosser is headed home with a jar of honey. Schlosser takes the denier Beeswax 220. Joshua Monacek in second, and RJ Starcevic, first career podium in the Venom Truck Series. No chance, my ass. Matt Schlosser outgunning and outlasting in a chaotic night here at Bristol for his second win of the season. How about Andy Ducata with a 0X?
I mean,
that's crazy. That is wild. They're double digits all up and down the board.
When I saw him up there towards the front, I was like, man, I know he's been just kind of... He was hanging out towards the back earlier, I knew, and I mean, he just survived all the carnage and then turned it on when he really needed to. I think was just really waiting and biding his time.
That is channel victory number 17 for Matt Schlosser. It's his 7th here in the Venom Truck Series, his 2nd of the season after Atlanta 08 earlier this season. And he is looking to be in championship form once again. He cleans out Joshua Monacek. All right. The celebration is over. On track, at least. I think it's just getting underway. Let's take a look at the full finishing rundown here. Schlosser with his 2nd win of the season. Monacek in 2nd. And a first career podium. We get to talk to RJ Starcevic. How about that? That's incredible. Andy Ducata with another top 5 run. And Garrett Rainey will be racing for the Car Inside In-Season Tournament Championship next week, as will Jordan Jorno. They finished 5th and 6th. Career best 7th place finish for Cade Cannon this evening. Jan Van Leer in 8th, Chad Stearns in 9th, and Greg Elliott, man, what might have been a fantastic race from him here tonight. He'll at least get a top 10 for his effort. Brantley Gainey in 11th, Brody Gunter in 12th, Andy Poliski in 13th, Josh Freed in 14th, Zach Lockett will round out the top 15, Tyler Bergert in 16th. 17th for Paul Ellison. He's the last driver on the lead lap, I do believe, as Kyle Zittel will finish in 18th. Lucas Carver, Steve Roman, your top 20. 21st for Eric Breeding. Rob Williams in 22nd. And then I think DNFs from here on out. Jeremy McKinnon in 23rd. Austin Holyfield with his first misstep of the season here this evening will finish in 24th. John Kay, I think, does finish tonight. So not a DNF for him, but he will finish at 25th. Hayden Palumbo, 26th. It's the Rutherfords, Corey and Joshua, 27th to 28th. Gary Clark in 29th, and Frank Sirachi in 30th. 31st for Mark Ossier, 32nd for Cole Maxwell, 33rd for Michael Dean. Jack Watson, 34th. Sam Baumgarten is the final driver to actually take the green flag here tonight, running inside the top 5, and will finish in 35th. Well, how about this? He's back in booth 200, but it's not a Saturday in January. No, it is a Tuesday in September, and RJ Starcevic is a podium finisher in the Venom Truck Series. How about that?
Man, that was a night, man. Trucks at Bristol. I was looking forward to this race on the schedule. Had a shorter Boater Stardom show tonight, so I actually got to load into practice. But funny enough, I'm a high line guy. I hadn't run Bristol in forever, and I'm running on the high side in practice, and I keep crashing. I'm getting really scared. I'm like, what is going on? And then I hear Mr. John Kay come over the intercom and say, yeah, something, bottom line's the way to go. I was like, oh, okay. So then I practiced that. We qualified. I think 20th is where we rolled off, and just made our way to the front. I'm just surprised I had speed, I had pace. We fired off really good, and then the middle of the run, we were able to just kind of hang with the people in front of me enough and make some passes. And setting up passes was hard, but when you were able to do it, it made you feel accomplished whenever you were able to get by somebody. So everyone that I raced with was super clean tonight. I know there was a lot of crashes, but it seemed like they were behind us, except for the one I was in, and slammed the inside wall in the back stretch, and somehow made it up to third, man. So long night, but that was fun. I would assume my Venom career high, so I will take that with as many cautions as we had tonight.
Well, that covered any follow-up that I had. Matt, what do you got for our team driver here?
Yeah, congrats. Well, I mean, I want to run for you here. I got to tell you, I'm eating a little crow up here in the broadcast booth. When you came down pit road that last time, I thought it was pretty late in the race to be coming down for tires. And lo and behold, did you prove me wrong? What was your thought process when you came down pit road, and did you feel like you might have run out of time there?
Yeah, I was having regret. I'm not gonna lie, especially when I got caught up in that crash. I mean, I saw Matt and Jeremy come down, and I knew those guys were the class. Those guys are really good, and so my mindset was, okay, let me weigh a caution here, go down, see who comes with me, and try to just take the gamble, make my way through the field, because I knew I had the pace to do it. It was just about staying out of the chaos, and so. Unfortunately, that first caution, we got caught up in it after I had pit, and then just thankfully we're able to avoid stuff and make our way back to the front. And I mean, just to clear that restart, be on the outside there was fantastic. Didn't get the launch I wanted, but yeah, I mean, P3, I was definitely possibly regretting that call, Matt, coming down pit road there. But yeah, to be right behind Schlosser and Josh is cool. First time in the Turn 200 booth that's not a Daytona charity shootout. I made it, guys.
Absolutely, yes. The best career Venom Truck Series finish here tonight, and a well-deserved one at that. Like you alluded to earlier, you were one of the ones early that was actually able to make passes. You were up at the front of the field pretty much all night, except for when you had to come down pit road. Awesome stuff here tonight. Welcome to the club. Not that I'm in the club, but I'm going to welcome you anyway. And let's get some shout-outs. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to say hi to?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you guys. This is cool. Every Tuesday night, just to get the opportunity to come out and race with you guys, and you guys to broadcast it. It's so much fun. Especially right after organizing a show and everything like that. It kind of helps me relax a little bit. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Venom Truck Series, everybody, Ziddle, John K, everybody that puts this together. I mean, this is so cool. Shout out to everybody that supports Motor Stardom on Instagram and watches the show. It's been a great year, and we're almost to the end of the NASCAR season here. And we'll see what this 29 truck can put together here towards the end of the Venom season. So thank you guys.
We're looking forward to more of the same here. Now that you've got the monkey off your back for the first podium, maybe we could get a first win here in the next couple of weeks. What do you say?
Yeah, maybe. We'll look at the tracks we got. I know we still got maybe some super speedways coming up, or short track program seems to be pretty good with the Turn 200 team. So thank you guys for supplying me a good truck and supplying me a pit crew tonight. Really appreciate it. So we'll take this winning money and take it elsewhere. Not to the casino this time. We'll just we'll put it towards the race team.
All righty, go celebrate, and we'll hopefully talk to you again here soon.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Well, as much money as we put in our short track program, he ought to be up there. Let's talk to Joshua Matichek here now. 31st to 2nd. Boy, you had to wheel this thing here tonight, but you're back on the podium. Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to be back. Third P2 of the season in race 6, 7? Race 7?
Yeah.
So, I mean, not too bad of a track record. I mean, second podium at Bristol. So I'm 2 for 3 at Bristol for podiums. So, I mean, I'll take it. It was a fun race. It was scary. I will say that much.
Yeah, I could see why. I mean, you made a little contact there with RJ on the last on that last restart. Anyway, it could have all easily gone away there. But I mean, even before that, very easy to go from the front foot to the back foot, not even of your own doing. This truck had it out, and I think everybody had magnets in their doors here this evening as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a unique one. I mean, I've run this race 3 different seasons, and the truck has handled completely different every time I've been on it. the first season, my rookie season, I started like P12, P13 on the field, and ended up inside the top 5. And we had a long green flag run to the end. Managed to work to the lead and then drop back to 3rd. But then, last season, season 9, I started towards the front and just had issues all night. Couldn't get the car to turn. I wasn't fast on the long run. It was just issues after issues, and I finished outside the top 10. So, I mean, to be back on the podium, it definitely feels good. Sucks that we couldn't get that one step higher yet again for the 3rd time. But I mean, like I always say, if there's any guy that I'd want to lose to, it's going to be Matt's going to be one of them. I mean, he's a crazy fast driver. He knows his stuff when it comes to strategy calls and stuff. So, huge shout out to him for just his composure throughout the whole race. But Austin and I, we were discussing beforehand, and even at work today, we were like, I don't even know what to do. Like, there's going to be a lot of cars. Last season had, I think, 23 cautions or something like that, and we both agreed that we were probably going to have a couple more than that. So, I mean, we took the gamble. I didn't practice hardly at all, maybe 10 minutes before the race, 15 minutes before the race. And we took the gamble to not even qualify. So I started, 31st. They started right there with me. And it wasn't but 30-something laps, and we were up inside the top 15. So it definitely paid off. There's so many different ways that you can approach a race, especially a race as unique as this one. That, I mean, really, you have a 50-50 shot at it, regardless of where you are on track, how fast you are. So it's always good when they turn out and end you up on the podium.
I'm a brain fog right now, Matt. Have I thrown it to you yet for your fellow commentator here?
You have not. I do have a question.
How about
I do have a question for the great Thursday night color commentator. Now I forgot what my question was. You screwed me up there, Tommy.
I'm so sorry.
Hey,
you mentioned that you hadn't put in much practice, but then also mentioned that the truck race is completely different from the 3 season that you've done this event. So when you come into practice and you're only going to practice for like 15 minutes and you realize, oh, this thing is not what I thought it was going to be. I mean, how do you quickly kind of maybe shift your mindset, shift what your plan is for the evening?
I think that's where almost having no expectations is the best thing. And that's part of the reason why I feel like I made the decision to not qualify. And I had even gotten in the truck and pulled out onto the track and stopped at the start-finish line before I started my first lap and decided not to qualify. But just, starting in the back, you have so many more opportunities to watch what other people are doing, to watch what lines are better, watch how other people's trucks are handling, how other people are handling the trucks. So it kind of helps to be able to just sit back and cruise, not hurt your tires, not push it so that you're busy fighting the truck yourself, but just to lay back and watch how other people are running. And really that's the biggest thing, is just, not only just figuring it out yourself, but watching other people and seeing how they're figuring it out and what's working for them, to see, what might work best. Like, we're coming into qualifying, we were all saying there's going to be no top, it's going to be all bottom, like you're not going to be able to pass. And then we get, 60 laps into the race, and I end up restarting on the outside and roll by 4 or 5 guys. And I'm like, well, maybe the top's not so bad. But, if I would have qualified and been stuck in the middle of the pack the whole race, I might not have been able to have that opportunity to see what it's like to roll around the top like that. So, I mean, it's just, sometimes I almost prefer it. Even if I know I'm fast at a track, it makes it a little bit easier to find where the track is coming in at, to find the groove that you need to be at. to find the pace that you need to be to sustain long run, but to also have the short run bursts to go in between cautions like tonight. Not only that, but it really just subverts all expectations. So, I mean, it's a lot easier to not be discouraged after a race if you can only go forward, even if you have a bad night.
That's certainly a great outlook on it here this evening. Let's get some shout outs once again from you for the third time here this season.
Shout out to my wife Bailey. As always, she's been under the weather recently, so she's cooped up in the bed. I don't know if you can hear how echoey it sounds. The only thing currently in our apartment is my sim rig and our bed. So everything else has already been moved to the house. We just don't have internet out there yet. So shout out to all those in our church who helped us get moved last weekend. Shout out to my parents as well. My dad specifically for all the work that he has done, and my mom has done to help us get moved and get settled in the new house and everything. And always showing up and watching these races and commentating on Thursday nights as well. Shout out to Matt Slosser, of course. I mean, he's a beast.
Definitely had to be a beast to wrangle this truck here tonight, and you were able to do it quite well. Second place finish of the season. We'll get you that one better here soon, but go celebrate this one, and we'll talk to you again here hopefully next week at Auto Club.
That sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All righty. It's time to talk to Matt Schlosser as a winner for the second time here in season number 10. How about it, partner? That was a wild one.
Yeah, that was crazy. It feels good. I'm really pumped about this one.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, a late race charge there. First, great battle with Greg Elliott there as well as you two were trading a little bit of paint here and there, but I mean, awesome charge there late in this one.
Yeah, shout out to Greg. That was a really, really awesome race. I hope I didn't pinch him a little too hard or leave him inadequate space, but I was really racing hard, and he raced me very clean. I hope he can stay it the reverse way around. I tried to race as hard as I could without being unfair, and he was very fast. And for a minute there, I thought it was going to be his day, but I think I just got a little bit of an advantage and was able to pull out. And he got caught up in there was a lapped car that kind of shuffled things around, and he got caught up in that, I think. So bummer he didn't get a podium because he deserved one. But it was a wild one to spin early in the race and then do a whole bunch of pit stops to repair damage. Work my way back through. I was fortunate with the timing of the caution to get tires and be able to drive through and not get in trouble. And Jeremy McKinnon was honestly probably in the catbird seat, and he had some trouble, and it kind of put me in first among those on tires. And I was able to just kind of pick my way through. But yeah, it was crazy. So slick. The bottom felt good for me, but racing around every time I was on the top, either defending or trying to pass, it was very sketchy, and luckily able to hold on to it there.
All right. Society time. What you got for your fellow Matt here?
Yeah, congrats on the win. I mean, you get the win on the dirt last season. Now you're getting a win on the concrete this season. You're taking home a bottle of honey as well, or a jar of honey, I guess I should say. I mean, it seems like you might feel like the king of Bristol for the last couple of seasons here.
Man, I'm so excited about the honey. I'm going to eat about 100 peanut butter and honey sandwiches over the next year. But yeah, it's pretty cool to get the double with concrete and dirt. I hope they scan it when it snows or something, so we could have another variant. That would be cool. Or rain Bristol or something. But it's such a cool track, and it's obviously a crown jewel in this league, and it's really special to win it. It just, you got to be a little bit lucky and also kind of gamble. Like I was driving a little bit, I was pushing the limit and knowing that there was a chance I was going to lose the rear end and spin out a few times, but you kind of have to put it out there to try and go get the win. So I was fortunate to be able to hang on to it. And what a cool race. Bristol's awesome. It's especially in the trucks. And yeah, what a great time battling with everyone, and had a lot of fun out there.
Alrighty, partner. Second one of the season. Let's get some shout outs in before I let you go.
Yeah, shout out to I wanted to say thank you to the admin team and the drivers up front for giving me my spot back earlier in the race. There was a moment when I had to slam on the brakes because there was a crash and trucks trying to get situated afterward, and I actually stopped to not hit them, and I lost my place, and they gave me my spot back, which was really nice. And so I wanted to say thank you for that, and give a shout out to everybody in the league for showing up and making this a 36 truck field at Bristol, which is pretty awesome. And shout out to Steve Roman for the sponsoring with the honey. I'm excited to try that. And congrats to Josh Monacek and RJ for getting his best finish ever. Shout out to 939, the teammates, Zach Lockett, Chad Stearns, and Josh Freed. And yeah, and turn 200, of course, as always. And I think that's it.
Alrighty, partner. Go celebrate this one sweeter than honey, and we'll hope to talk to you again next week at Auto Club.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man.
And it is Venom Truck Series race number 150 next week at the A. It's certainly in the S tier of Turn 200 tracks. We'll put it that way. But Auto Club is a favorite of both of ours. Not only is it Venom's 150th race next week, it's also the finale for the Car Inside in-season tournament. Garrett Raney versus Jordan Giorno looks to be the matchup as we'll crown a champion for the second season in a row. That'll be really something. But, man, Garrett Raney, first top 5 of the season here tonight. Awesome stuff from him. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you have things that you want to get to here pretty quick, so we can have a bit of a quick off here. But any thoughts to close out the night?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tough one. We knew it was going to be a tough one. But, man, I tell you what, I think, that battle between Schlosser and Elliott really showed us what this truck and the track can be, even when the conditions are tough for the drivers. So, yeah, just shout out to the drivers for trying to stick it out here tonight. And congrats to Matt for another win here. He's picking up again on the Season 10, kind of where he left off in Season 9. Not quite as electric, but he's on his way. There's still lots of races left for him to take a dub on. So, yeah, shout out to him for continuing his success here. And I know we talked about it at the end or the end of last season, beginning of this season. With him on 939 Motorsports, they are giving the Alabama gang a run for their money. I think they might be leading the team points right now, so they're going to look to continue that through the rest of the season also. Lots of people in the chat here tonight have had that for the last couple of weeks. Love to see that. So shout out to Greg Mall, Josh Monacek, Zach Lockett, Robin Monacek, Tyler Logan, Ryan Dye, that 13 Twister Creek Media truck is going to be in the finals for the in-season tournament. Shout out to Josh Maxwell, Tyler Bergert, Kyle Zittel, Lindsey G was here as well. Bailey Marie, of course. Data Check, I know, was here. Nathan Reynolds was here. Joshua Rutherford was here, I think. Oh, of course, RJ. Stickers McQueen earlier. Man, there were a lot of people in here tonight. Thank you, everybody.
We missed Stickers McQueen?
Yes,
gosh.
that was early. I think maybe
Good
even
Lord.
before we were... Might have been during the driver intros, actually. I don't really remember. But, yes, it was fairly early on. So, yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Lots of chatters. Love to see that. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, the next one will be tomorrow night. It's 2 for the price of 1. The Daredevil series. This is going to be a really fun one. I cannot wait. The Gateway Roval and the Gateway Oval. Of course, Gateway Oval is one of, if not the favorite amongst the drivers. And I think it's going to be entertaining in the mid-pack to watch. And the drivers at the front of the field are going to have a blast. It is very much a driver's track, but that doesn't mean that the racing is going to be bad. Gateway Roval, super exciting. Can't wait to get it on the channel tomorrow night for a little doubleheader action with the Daredevil series. Thursday night, the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Oh boy, where are they at? They're at Watkins Glen. I didn't even have to look. Impressive me. Watkins Glen for some left and right action Thursday night, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. By the way, Daredevil Series, 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. And it'll be a little bit longer of a night. 2 shorter length races, but it is still 2 races. So that will lead us back around to Tuesday night, the Venom Truck Series 150th race and the finale of the Car Inside In-Season Tournament from Auto Club Speedway next Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll hope to catch you there. But that's all we got for you here tonight. Thank you to the admin team, as always. They've got their work cut out for them. They're already working on it. So thanks to them. Thanks to everybody that was watching. Thank you to those folks that were chatting with us here tonight. And thank you to Mr. Matt Williamson as well. That's all we got for you here tonight. Till we meet again from Bristol Motor Speedway, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to Matt Schlosser, winner again for the second time in the Season 10 of the Venom Truck Series. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.